Hey y'all, Battle Rap Bay here. So let's talk bars. Now, I had an opportunity this past weekend to check out the Ultimate Madness one-off battles. I was invited as a personal guest of one of the battlers to come and check out the event. Now, I ended up being just about 10 minutes late, and to my surprise, the doors were locked and I couldn't get in, which was a little bit frustrating. But on the other hand, I can appreciate that since this whole pandemic has been going on, and definitely since caffeine has been involved, the URL has definitely stepped it up in terms of offering their content in a more timely fashion. They start on time. So yeah, there's that. I couldn't really be mad. I missed the first round of Don Marino versus Big Hands, but luckily Smack and Beasley came and opened the door so that I could get in and enjoy the rest of the event. Now, JC versus Loso was crazy. JC had been MIA for a couple of weeks, I guess, and people were really speculating as to what could be going on with him. There was a lot of talk about different things. I'd just spoken to him a couple of weeks before this whole disappearing thing happened, and everything seemed to be fine. So when I reached out to him over the past week, he told me that he would be battling here in North Carolina, and I definitely wanted to go and check him out. So I did, and that battle did not disappoint. Now, let's talk about these bars. I gave the battle to Loso 2-1. I think while JC definitely has an impeccable pen, Loso just proved to be too much for him, especially in the second and third round when he came with the personal surrounding the verse that he paid JC $150 to do that never materialized. That disappointment was fuel for a vicious second and third round. JC had some shit, but Loso just proved to be too much for him. And on another note, I really loved JC's energy when he was watching his peers battle. Like, he was out of his chair, he was on his feet, he was reacting. Like, I mean, you guys had to hear him in the live viewing. Like, you had to be able to hear him hooping, hollering, screaming, and reacting to these bars. Like, JC was full of energy, and I was so here for it. That's a really down-to-earth, humble brother. Like, for him to be wildly talented and so knowledgeable, it was a breath of fresh air to see him so excited to see his peers battle and to just react to their bars in the way that he did. JC, shout out to you. You're definitely a dope brother. Now, Cortez and Rum Nitty, that was fire. I gave the battle of Rum Nitty 2-1. It's not really too much I could say about that besides he was wigging the F out on Cortez. And then Cortez slid in All Lives Matter, which deserved a side eye. But nevertheless, it was a really good showing. Swamp was in the building. And listen, I love me some Swamp. Swamp is on the rise. He is one to watch. And I was really disappointed in the fact that Twerk didn't show, because I got to see Twerk when he came to North Carolina to the Fillmore. What was that? What event was that? Double Impact, I think, where they had the 2-on-2s. Yeah, Twerk was pretty dope when he came. So I definitely wanted to see Twerk versus Swamp. Swamp has been grinding and really making his presence known in the battle rap community. So seeing him finally get a shot at a big name would have been a good look for him. And when I asked him why he wasn't battling, he looked at me and smirked and said, "That nigga Twerk scared." And I couldn't do anything but laugh. Like, he's so country but so real all at the same time. But then I got to thinking, he might be on to something, you know, because the small room format would be something different for Twerk, since he seems to be one of those battlers, in my opinion, who relies on crowd reaction and energy to take battles. Not that his bars or his content isn't enough, but there are some battlers who are able to do well in smaller settings without the big stage, and that's where Swamp shines, to be honest. He has been killing these small room battles. Killing shit. Like, I don't know of a battle that Swamp has lost yet. Your Honor, dope. Like, what was his name? Kid Crash? Dope. Swamp has really been killing shit. That Kid Crash battle, dope. He really went on another level and left Earth in that battle. It was hilarious. But a good thing to watch. Yeah, I think Swamp is strong competition for a lot of these battlers who are comfortable taking battles for a check and giving half-ass performances with recycle bars. What can be said about Swamp is his preparation game is on point and he shows his ass every battle. Every battle he's coming with the shit. So I'm really excited to see what the future holds for Swamp and the whole Carolina movement. As of now, the battle is supposed to go down next weekend, and I'll definitely be in the building for that one. Since last week was such an upset, the anticipation for this battle has heightened. So I can't wait to see that. I also asked Swamp who he was battling after Twerk, and he said T-Top. Now, I like both of their styles, and I think it'll be dope to see North Carolina versus South Carolina. So, yeah, I'm interested to see that. Now, even though I'm a Carolina girl, I'm from North Carolina, I'm a really big fan of Swamp. So, I got Swamp beating Top. But, again, it'll be interesting to see. So, I can't wait for that to go down. Overall, I enjoyed the smaller room setting. Shout out to Smack and Beasley for coming up with this concept during the quarantine and social distancing period. Y'all have been coming consistently with the content, and I love it. Now, let's get on to this Nome 10. It's going down July 11th in LA, and it's going to be crazy. So far, we got Daylight versus Tay-Rock, and that's going to be insane. Like, really insane. Tay-Rock, who is one of my faves, has been kind of quiet lately, given all that's happened involving Tay-Rock. Leading up to the quarantine, the issues with the tranny, the robbery, setting the lady up. Sheesh. Daylight has a lot of material to work with. And given the fact that Daylight is known for his own gay and weird shit, there isn't really much to expose with him. However, a lot of what went on with Rock hasn't been formally addressed by him. And I'm betting Daylight is going to use those angles in a way many others won't even touch. That makes for great entertainment. So I'm looking for a fire battle from these two, and I'm predicting Daylight 2-1 in this battle. Even though Rock is a favorite for me, and I'm not even a big fan of Daylight and his style and the way he performs. I don't like a whole lot of antics. I'm not a prop girl. I don't like a lot of antics. I like bars, schemes, angles, similes, all of that. Double entendres. I want to hear all of that. I don't want you to come with a bunch of props. I don't want you taking a shit on stage or wiping your nut juice on a nigga's face. Like, I like to hear bars. I want it to be just about the bars, not a whole bunch of bullshit. So I'm excited to see this one go down. Another one that's been announced for Nome 10 is John the Don versus Ill Will, and that's going to be bar heavy. I don't know if that's a good look for John or not, since Ill Will just arguably lost to 40 Cal. And I say that but not because his bars were lacking, but because he let 40 come back and use entertainment and angles to make that battle debatable. Like, Ill Will should have been able to body 40 with no problem. But he didn't. Like, he made it totally debatable. And for that reason, like, you hold this L, bruh. Now, John is known for slowing momentum for certain battlers. Like, it's been said that if you're doing well and on your way up, stay the fuck away from John. He's definitely got bars to make this a bad move for Ill Will. Either way, it's a good look for the fans. I'm going to give this one to John. I've never really been a John fan, but his more recent battles caused me to look back over his resume, and he's got some bodies under his belt, so I'm excited to see this one. Now, the Saga versus Mike P is going to be fire. Fire. Mike P finally gets the main stage, but it's during a pandemic. Honestly, they both deserve this look, and it could end up being battle of the night. Quote me as saying that. The Saga left NWX, got focused, and is coming back coming for top tier status. I think being in NWX and a part of the Four Horsemen helped to sharpen his pen. Now, the Saga's been on a winning streak since he lost to Chess, another one of my personal favorites. I think this one will be a classic. Mike P is nice, but I got the Saga with the body on this one. Maybe even a 30. Now, the one everybody has been talking about is Loaded Lux versus Sue Surf. And that is going to be epic. Epic. Now, both of them are amazing, charismatic performers and have impressive resumes. Like, everybody has Lux as like God Pen of the sport. And Sue Surf is, he's a very entertaining battler. Like, that's one thing I could say. He commands the stage. He does very well when it comes to these big crowds. And Surf has bars. Like, not for nothing, bro can really rap. So, hey, cousin. I think people respect Surf more after this battle. Not that they don't now, but just Lux is different. Like, he's hella different. He doesn't need the big stage and can do well in small rooms. Surf seems to be one of those battlers who uses crowd energy to fuel his performances for those bars to hit, and that just isn't an option here. So Lux is a hard battler to prepare for. Is he going to be Loaded Lux? Is he going to be Beloved? Is he going to be Godbody? Who knows? We just know Lux is going to come and he's going to show his ass. Now, if Surf pulls up with 3 full rounds, this one could be a classic as well. But I could see Lux bullying and schooling Surf at the same damn time. Now, that's all I got for the Ultimate Madness event and for Nome 10. Now, I do want to throw in a smaller comment about this Math and Queen Kiki situation. Because, you know, I'm a female. I watch the sport. I'm involved to a certain degree. So I do feel like it'd be right for me to offer my opinion as to what I think about the situation. So here we go. Since everything is kind of quieted down about that, and y'all feel free to let me know down below if you agree or disagree. It's cool for us to have some conversation down below about what you think about this situation. Now, here's what I think. I don't want to victim shame. I feel like that's wrong. But at the very same time, I feel like as a woman, and as a woman with sons, it is all too easy for a woman to be able to accuse a man of doing something that they probably haven't done, or to accuse somebody of something with very little proof, and the potential is there to destroy someone's life, their livelihood, their image, just everything about them that affects their life in a personal way. And I don't find that fair. Now, while it is fair for you to confront someone who has done something to you if you feel like you're a victim, I don't feel like you should publicly accuse someone without proof. Now, if you feel like you don't have to release proof, then sis, you just should have kept all that to yourself or between you, your doctors, and your therapist. Because us as the public are going to want to see why you are saying this. What did this man do to you? And we want to see a little bit more than you, what you saying, and some fake ass tears that you're trying to get to come out of your face. That's not to discredit you or what you say happened. But at the very same time, we got to be fair to Math too. I've got 2 sons. So I just don't think any woman or man's mouth is a prayer book. And just because you said that's what he did, you should have to pull up some proof. And it says a lot that the police did not want to follow through with charges. Now, I watched Math's live. During that live, everybody was focusing on the fact that he said, smoothies. Smoothies, bruh. Smoothies. Now, I could read in between the lines. And in my opinion, what Math was saying but not saying was that basically him and Shorty smashed. They smashed, and then after they smashed, they went and got smoothies. She kissed him in the mouth, and then she got in a cab that he paid for and went home. Now, I don't know too many women who are going to kiss their rapists in the mouth after they've been raped. Go get smoothies, kiss them in the mouth, and then get in their cab and act like nothing happened. Call a week later and get to talking crazy on the phone. No, that's not the way I see it. I do know there's some disturbed people out here who will take a situation and twist it and turn it and make it look like something that it's not, just for the benefit of them. Now, I don't know if this was done for Keekee to be in the spotlight, because I've looked at her videos. They get very, very few views, and that's no shot at you, sis. I'm just speaking facts. They get very little views. So with Math and this, my expert opinion, doing well like it is now, I think it was the prime time for someone to throw something at him and attempt to discredit his name and possibly his movement. Now, what is surprising is the fact that Misfit, as a woman and the only female voice on that show, has not addressed the issue. Misfit found better time. She found her time better used to come at Jazz the Rapper for being a 911 operator, which was so weird to me. Like, your co-host is going through a whole rape allegation, and as opposed to speaking on it, you chose to stay silent and attack someone for having a job. It's not as if Jazz is out here conducting investigations, locking niggas up, running up on people, busting their traps, or pulling people over, stopping and frisking them. This girl is fielding calls to an emergency line. That's a reach, misfit. Sit down. And if you're going to stand up and say something about these rape allegations. Either, express an opinion, say that you're going to be neutral, but say something, sis. Don't waste our time talking about Jazz the Rapper, because nobody want to hear that shit. Okay? Yeah, so I think that's all. This is my first blog. Y'all check me out. Drop a comment below. Subscribe. Like. Share. Check me out. I ain't going nowhere.